different path. It's just going to require complete honesty.
I don't know if I can, Nolan. I've tried, and I keep promising myself that this is going to be the last time that I'm going to lie, and it never is.
There's this question of how much we can believe what Seth says, given his history. So how honest was he in this episode, especially with Nolan and with Tamara?
Oh, he was so blatantly honest. This is the only time, I think pretty much the entire season, where he has to leave it all out on the table, and he finally tells the truth. It's the positive little up at the end. Yeah, I think he was very honest.
So how does he really feel about Tamara?
He's serious. He's serious. He loves working with her. He loves being with her, working with her. Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. It was a great scene when they did the undercover bit. You know, that was so much fun for their characters, and I think they have so much potential. There was a scene that was cut in the very beginning of episode 16 where Tamara drives Seth to the station, and they arrive at the station. It's how the episode was supposed to open. But in that scene, they just have this conversation. She says, "You can do it," you know, and we get to see a little bit more inside their relationship. So I think they're a great team.
Seth saves Nolan's life. How much was that him trying to prove himself, and how much might that have been a glimpse into who he really is and can be if he stops doing, like, as he says, like what he always does and makes himself a victim?
Yeah, I think he wasn't trying to prove himself. I think there was a very natural instinct. He saw and he acted the way that he, you know, truthfully, the way that he can really do things. When I think you said it better than I'm saying it. Yeah, I think he just acted the way that he naturally did. He's a good kid at heart, you know, just a little mixed up in the head.
What did he think of both Lucy and Nolan as training officers?
Well, Lucy is definitely, there was a little bit more of he had a lot to learn from Lucy. They were friends, you know. She really helped him, and even she gave him the benefit of the doubt for a little while. And then Nolan, he just was there as like the blockade. He was like, "You mess with me," you know. He talks about his mother, how his mother was a liar. "You mess with me, you're out of here." And I love that bit. Yeah, it's a good little scene.
Talk about filming this episode, especially the awkward moments of everyone turning their backs in the station, and then that dinner scene.
Uh-huh.
Talk about filming those.
That was, I can't remember if that was the first scene that we shot when I got back. I had to leave to go to New York because I was doing a play called Fatherland. And we did an off-Broadway run, and that was my conflict. So I left to go to go be in that production. And then when I was done, I came back and shot episode 16. So coming back and then filming that scene where everybody stands up and turns their back, it felt too real. I remember telling everybody, this doesn't feel right. It feels like I really am being shunned. And yeah, it was a little too real.
And then
what was the other thing?
Yeah. The dinner scene, that dinner scene with everyone.
Yeah.
How was filming that?
God, that was a great scene. I drank a lot of grape juice in that scene because we were drinking wine, right, in the scene. So I think I had 7 or 8 glasses of grape juice. So I got a little bit of a sugar buzz, and that was it was good. It was fine. Dylan's great. We actually had this one bit where we're doing Dylan's close-up, and she gets, you know, I remind her, I said, "Hey, it's your close-up. You don't want to mess up." She's like, "What?" and they, you know, they zoom in and I totally put her in her head, and she botched the, you know, I felt terrible. But that was it's always fun. It's always a fun time.
How do you think everything that happened, like being caught in the lies, then returning to the job, then getting injured, losing his leg, has changed Seth?
I think losing his leg was the biggest thing that changed him. You know, people talk about that in real life, where it's like the near-death experience, or like, you know, recently I have a mole on my back and I have to go get it cut out because it might be cancerous, you know, and that's a moment of awakening where, like, oh my God, I could die. What have I done? What can I do? So that's the only part where he didn't get himself in that situation. He didn't lock him away. He's like, oh, stupid me. I lied again. Now I have to get myself out of it. It's like, you just lost your leg, dog. What now?
So who do you think he is now?
I don't know. I don't know who he is now. I have no idea. I would say pretty damaged. I don't know where he's at. I think he's, you know, in that last monologue he talks about, nobody at the station wants me anymore. This is it. I'm done. And Nolan tries to cheer him up and says, no, dude, you have a second chance. You can come back in, and if you really try, you can be a good cop. So I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is right now.
So are we going to see you again this season?
I have no idea. Be pretty awesome though.
So last question, if this injury hadn't happened, do you think Seth would have been able to earn everyone's trust and continue as a police officer at that station?
I think eventually. It probably would have taken a couple seasons. Yeah.
Who do you think he would have won over first?
Derek. I think Miles Penn. Yeah, he would have won over Miles. They're brothers, you know.
And for this fight, as we saw.
Oh yeah, that was a fun scene. You know, shooting TV, everything's so fast. You don't have, it's not like we come in and we do rehearsals beforehand. So we choreographed that whole thing right then and there. And we had we just went in and shot it. And there were a couple parts where we did hit each other. And it was more drawn out when we filmed it, you know, how they have to cut around things, and but it's a blast. It's always so much fun to be throwing each other into lockers, and I'm a big fan of Tom Cruise. I really look up to the way that he makes movies, and I feel there were a couple moments while we shot this season where I'm running, like the running stuff and the jumping, the parkour and all this stuff. I love action sequences, and I love shooting them.
Well, thank you so much for doing this today. It's been great to talk to you. This episode was great, and you were so good in it. And I hope we see Seth again in the future.
I do too.